love for the game. Got love for the.
Men of culture, hold that line. First and foremost, man, happy May 5th to anybody who out there celebrating. It's Cinco de Mayo. Oh man, Miami. Me and the bros, we on the phone, we got group chats, we talk and chat, this, that, and the third, and a lot of fellas losing hope, man. Younger me, I was focused. I gotta find the right one. I stopped looking. Cause one thing I realized is when you keep looking for something, you keep leaving your clutches. You know what I'm saying? It's only when you just relax, take life as it is, it just falls in your lap. Don't get me wrong though, sometimes you gotta put an extra effort in, but certain things, I don't know, they just seem to fall in your lap. But these Miami streets, it's a lot of positivity, but it's also a lot of negativity. You know, if you stay focused, if you locked in, if you a man on your grind, if you got a mission, you will see everything with sober goggles on. You know what I'm saying? I just got good energy, man. I'm coming from a spot where, you know, it was a lot of just good energy. Folks had good energy. It was a good little social gathering and things of that nature. But I am an introvert. I don't really get out too much. You know, most of the time I'm probably just hooping in my free time or probably in class or something. But, you know, I don't really play outside like I used to back in the day. You know, back in my day, I was outside a little bit. You know, I'm more focused on the things I have going on. You know, folks sometimes invite me to places that kind of pique my interest. And if it's a calm vibe, I'll pull up and see what's going on. You know, single man, live dolo by myself. So I got the opportunity to get up when I feel like it and go to these spots that I've been invited to. I say all this to say, what a beautiful time to be a man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot that comes with that. You know, you got your highs, you got your lows, but then again, to keep it a beam with you, I wouldn't want to be nothing else. We're going through a time where men and women, we can't cancel each other out now. You know, we can't hold our nuts over women, and women, y'all can't hold y'all private parts over us. I mean, y'all can try, but lately, it seems like, you know, there's nobody winning this battle. And when I say this battle, I mean the battle of, well, what are you bringing to the table? That type of battle, or I'm the prize, that type of battle. It's not looking too good for a specific side. And I ain't trying to be biased, but me being out and about, which like I mentioned, I really don't go out, but me being out and about really opened my eyes to what being a man currently entails in this economy right now. I was able to come around some like-minded gentlemen, and the chats that we were having it made me kind of proud, because I thought I was the only one with the mindset of, I'm focused, I'm not women-centered. I love women, but they're not the whole center or focus of what I got going on. And yeah, I run a strict program. Don't make my life hard. Be respectful. Don't be too hard to deal with. I guess that can fall into the don't make my life hard category. But that's the program I be running. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I ask for much. I don't think I do too much, but I just got around some brothers that I just met tonight. And of course it was shorties in the spot, but I got around some fellas that they got the same mindset. And that shit made me smile, man. A lot of us out here, men who are focused, we really not going for anything. Like that shit, it really made, like, it brought a smile to my face. We really not going for nothing. And we're not bums as well. We got things going on, got things in motion. Like, it's just things like that, you know, let me know that there's some hope in the world. You know, you got guys that are like way left on the spectrum that are kind of like on some incel type of manosphere. My woman needs to listen to me. Nah, bro, we ain't on that. We ain't on that type of time, bro. Like, all that alpha shit, I paid attention to like terminology. And I kept seeing the word alpha papa. Everybody want to be an alpha male, this, that, and the third. And the definition that came with that, I was reading it like, I don't think I'm no alpha. Like, I really put the law, I lay the law down, but I'm too player. I'm really player about how, and don't get me wrong, you can't play with me. I'm really stomped down, but I'm so player that I looked up another terminology, and I don't like any terms being on me, but I kept trying to find something that resonate with how I think, right? So the terminology Sigma, I felt like, yo, that aligns with me a little more than this alpha shit, cause that alpha shit it be bare bullshit. You see dudes that claim this alpha thing, and they come in with like, I know y'all tired of hearing toxic masculinity, but a lot of shit do be toxic. And if you got common sense, you really can peep it. The dudes that are coming with that type of, energy, and you can tell they're insecure about something, they're the ones that's mainly claiming this alpha shit. But the definition of a Sigma, hold on, I had to pull up the definition because I couldn't think about it off the top of my head. I just remember reading it, I was like, this is like way more my mentality. But it says a Sigma male is an internet popularized archetype for a highly independent, self-reliant man who lives outside of traditional social hierarchies. Often called a lone wolf, he shares the confidence of an alpha, but avoids seeking status or leading groups, preferring autonomy. Right? Key traits include introversion, adaptability, and nonconformity. So when I read that definition, my mind gets to gearing up towards like just the idea of, you know what? A Sigma male, that's a dude that's badass. Like he don't, he lived by his own rules. He has a specific aura around him to where, his presence demands respect, but it ain't like I'm tripping if you choose to be a certain way with me that's kind of negative, because either way, you like me, you don't like me, the world keeps spinning. So that's what I get from the Sigma male definition. And I'm thinking I'm like the only one maneuvering around here with the same type of aura and all that. Dudes that I met tonight, they really on this type of time too. Like, it's one thing to be like a gangster. If you a gangster, my pop told me it's two things you want to be in this life. That's a gangster and a gentleman. And you got to know when to initiate between the two. So these were gentlemen that I met, bro. Gentlemen who had like-minded views and visions about, where the world is going and how they're going to put their staple into it in a positive manner. Men of culture, if you got your head on right and you one of them ones where you recognize who you are and you got the energy where people gravitate towards you, you got a responsibility in this world, because anybody can just walk around here and screaming, I'm a grown ass man. We've been doing that since we was 12 years old. We've been yelling that since we was 12 years old. I'm a grown ass man. You tripping. I'm a grown ass man. But who's really going to maneuver like a grown man though? You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of males walking around for sure. Like, you a male because biologically nature says so. You know what I'm saying? That's how you built. But being a man, you have to earn that. And when you go on social media, it's a whole lot of, you see a whole lot of simping. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a lot of simping going on. You start to like lose a little faith, like, damn, am I the last of a dying breed? Like, these dudes simping, and if they don't get their way with women, now it's F women, and they belittling women, they going back and forth, they're feeding into negative stereotypes. Like, this ain't gonna get you nowhere, brother. This looks terrible. So when you constantly keep seeing this on your feed, I got YouTube. I don't have social media, but I'm glad I cut social media off too. That's another thing. If you're a man with purpose and you don't have like a business or nothing you're promoting, get off of social media. I got off of social media in 2020, and that was one of the best things I could have ever done. I became so successful after I cut out that distraction. Like, I don't have no LLC. I don't got no company, nothing I'm promoting. So I'm like, bro, why do I have social media? This is literally brain rot. And mind you, this was back in 2020, 2021, where I just cut this off. I still have friends that indulge in that, but they starting to tell me, like, a lot of my friends that just doom scroll on TikTok, they like, man, I'm kind of getting tired of this. Like, this is overwhelming, it's draining. What you about to do? Come off the grid. Let's go off grid. And I'm not really off grid. I got YouTube. Like, YouTube keep me up to date with a lot of things. It's just social media. I don't know, it felt like a ball and chain. But at least on YouTube, I can just, post content, review content, and I can just come and go as I please. But social media felt like you had to be a specific way on there. Like, I don't know, just too much pressure. In the early stages of social media, everything was light, it was fun. We had Man Crush Mondays for the women and Women Crush Wednesdays for the men. You know what I'm saying? If you liked the shorty, you would boldly put it on your time, like on your page. Bam, that's my Woman Crush Wednesday. That's how I used to go back in the day. That's when social media was fun, Instagram and all that. But yeah, a lot of my homies, a lot of my female friends, they're saying it's getting tiring and they gotta take breaks sometimes. I got a homegirl that says she just deletes the apps when she feels overwhelmed and brings it back when she's like in need of contacting somebody or keeping in touch with folks. But yeah, man, going through my feed, I just see a whole bunch of, we get trashed a lot. I see a bunch of men, and there's some men out there that ain't, they not the best example of what a man's supposed to move like, but we got a lot of examples of what men are supposed to move like. Good examples too. So majority of the time, I focus on the good examples, but there are some examples where you see dudes, they're not maneuvering right. And that's, for some odd reason, that's the examples that a lot of women and a lot of other people choose to focus on, the negative examples of men. But, there's a negative and positive side to things. I just choose to give the positive side a little more importance and, just seeing it in real life though. Like, common sense lets you, like, if you got common sense, for a fact, there's great men out here. And the only reason why I'm going so hard on the topic is because I'm a man. And I know there's great men out here. Yeah, it's just we getting overshadowed by the micro filth of content that's being splurged out here. You could have like 3 dudes who ain't on nothing, ain't on shit, and then 40 dudes who, they off social media, or if they got social media, they don't really mingle too much on social media. They're goal chasing, succeeding in real life. 40 dudes, they will focus on the 3 guys who ain't worth a damn because they got the loudest mouth in a social setting. So I think we got to stop that as a society. Like, yeah, man, it's over with. But I like to call us people with common sense. I call us the silent majority. That goes for women, men, anybody with common sense who sees through the rules of negativity being put on social media and knows that this is not the majority of people. I call us the silent majority. Like, men of culture, man, hold that line, man. We out here. The fact that the fellas was talking about how, lust is something that, every man battles with, but they got that shit down to a T to where lust can't even take them off of they path or nothing like. And they spoke so confidently. I felt like, I'm not gonna lie, we was probably around the same age and all that, but I felt like I was a proud big brother. Look at y'all young men talking like this, like, yeah, y'all could control us, but then again, behind closed doors, people gonna be who they are. It's just the conversation was refreshing. Just good to see that not all, dudes out here is carrying this ain't shit trait, and we out here working. But powerful night for sure. But yeah, man, I got my own group of guys. Some of my homies is married. Some got kids and all that. So they doing their thing. We the silent majority, man. For my fellas that are single bachelors, such as myself, keep maneuvering through life, man. Yeah, man, life ain't over. Everybody like, we're cooked. It's over out here. It ain't. It ain't. It's a beautiful time to be a man. We hold the key. We hold the key to a lot of things. I got hope in my generation because I met some guys tonight who I can confidently say that if given the opportunity to have power, them fellas would move, accordingly. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Just being around folks with common sense, man, it can be refreshing and having good conversations. It does the brain some good. So I love my spot, man. I make sure I got everything here so I don't have to leave. Sometimes I'll do like $200, $300 grocery shopping just so I won't have to get up and go to the grocery store frequently. But the fact that I really got up and put feet on land and, you know what I'm saying, chopped it up with like-minded people was pretty cool. And the shorties in the spot, they were pretty cool too. You know, I don't necessarily like when folks get to drinking. I don't drink and I don't smoke. But when folks get to drinking, that's when I'm like, all right, yeah, tonight done ran this course. It's about time for me to skedaddle. Pleasure meeting y'all, but yeah, you know, I'm out of here. But yeah, man, tonight don't owe me nothing, man. Good conversation, some good food, made some good connections, and who knows, man, maybe in the near future, I might go to another little shindig, things of that nature. But yeah, man, till then, only thing I gotta say is I'm hopeful. And I know right now it's easy to be lustful. It's easy to be an ain't shit person. It's easy to say, man, I quit. It's getting too hard out here. Everybody's materialistic. It's easy to do that. You know what I mean? But I'm one of those guys that I always took the path less traveled. I'm not going to say, man, I quit. I gave up. Every woman out here ain't, nah. I'm going to keep it together. I'm going to stay on my path. And then when it's time, the person that's for me is going to be for me. Now, I'm going to apply some elbow grease in the meantime. I'm going to make sure I'm who I need to be. I'm going to make sure I'm the man that's ready when, you know, I come across the individual that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. I'm not just going to be sitting on my thumb and just pause. I ain't going to be sitting around just, well, when she comes, she comes. Nah, I'm going to be putting my groundwork in. And then when the universe aligns, when God says, listen, it's time, I'm going to be everything she's been looking for. She going to be everything I've been looking for. Y'all boys hang in there, man. Don't let celebrity gossip and all this Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson stuff. Man, stop worrying about all that. Y'all focus on the wrong things. Stop worrying about celebrity relationships and what's going on in the news. Like, all that shit is fake and fickle. It's fake and fickle. Pay attention to real life. And if you're like me, you in school and your whole life revolves around academia, bro, just focus. Focus on academia. Women are they're not gonna up and leave and be deleted anytime soon, bro. It's like 1 billion women on this earth, gang. Hundreds of millions of women on this earth, gang. Hundreds of thousands of women in your area that you living in, gang. They not going nowhere. Sit your ass down and focus and strive to be a better man, bro. That's all you need to be worrying about. My whole life revolves around academia, bro. Like, I could go into detail about what my occupation is, but I'd rather not. All I know is academia, academia, academia. That's what my whole life revolves around. I'm in grad school. Our classes are always 5 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. I gotta make it do what it do, man. And running around here acting like a last boy, worrying about, you know, I don't know. I just don't be too up women's skirts. You know, women are gorgeous. Women are beautiful human beings, but I gotta go handle stuff. I gotta go do what I need to do. So yeah, if you're in school, bro, trust me, it's gonna pay off. Just focus on school. And the more you focus, the quicker it's gonna go by. It goes by so quick when you locked in and focused. That's all you need to do. Stay locked in. Stay hip to the goal. You'll never realize how you will be doing your path a great service by you just locking in and focusing. Because if you feel like you not focusing on that woman is going to cause her to leave, I don't think she for you in the first place. Quick story. I was in high school. Shout out to my high school ex. You know what I'm saying? Whatever she's doing and wherever she's at in the world, I wish her the best. But I was in high school and I didn't do this to be mean or nothing. It's just for me, ball was life. I'm an ex-collegiate athlete. But in high school, ball was life for me. I was waking up 5 a.m, taking 2 city buses to get the varsity workouts in the morning, gang. Like, that's how much it meant to me. So you know, I'm trying to bank on my future, because if I don't go to college, you know, my mom ain't paying for college. You know, I ain't got a family that's going to, you know, put bread behind me to go to college. So I got to use this sports stuff. I got to use sports. Sports is going to be my segue into college. So long story short, I ain't do this to be mean or nothing, but I was so locked in that I had a scholarship tryout at this one school that, you know, my travel coach got me hip to. And it was on the same weekend of prom. And I was a senior in high school, and I'm like, yo, and I got a girlfriend at the time. And I'm like, listen, I know prom is something that y'all find to be important. I always been like that though. A lot of things people in the world find to be important, I just be like, that ain't important to me. Like, how's this gonna help me advance in life? And I always been like that type of mindset. So I said, listen, I know prom might be something important that you want to do, but I got the scholarship tryout that same weekend. Like, it's prom was like Friday, but Saturday morning, I got to be up there, and my AAU coach is going to be driving me up there, and I got to be locked in and focused. I said, listen, I'm going to need all Friday, the whole Friday to, you know, I'm hitting the gym, I'm lifting weights, I'm working on my craft. And, you know, I got a long drive. I got an 8-hour drive in the morning on Saturday for the scholarship tryout. Like, you know, this would be the only way. This is the only way I can get into school. You know what I mean? I was a cool student, bro. Like, but I ain't have no 4.0 IB. I had 2 AP classes. I had honors classes, but I wasn't no stellar knock it out the park type of, you know, student or nothing like that. But yeah, sports was like the only way for me to make it. So, you know, the response I got, you know, from, you know, my little high school girlfriend at the time, I said, yeah, I'm definitely picking ball over you. Like, and don't get me wrong, we stayed with each other until I got to college, where I was so locked in. I just went ahead and did it. I was like, listen, I think it's time for us to, you know, part ways and go our separate routes. Let me just, you know, do it now, because this is not help. Like, this relationship is not helping me focus on nothing. Like, this is the biggest distraction I could ever have, and I'm trying to figure out my way. And I'm playing college ball at this time. I'm a freshman in college. Like, I'm a freshman in college, and I got like a relationship I'm trying to manage from 3,000 miles away. So, yeah, man, I always been the type of person, like, if I gotta cut the pinky off to save the hand, I'll do that. I'll do whatever I need to do to make sure I progress and become the man that I know I can be. So, yeah, man, for all my lone wolves out there, it's gonna pay off in the end. Stay focused, stay on your goals, stay on your path, and men of culture, hold that line.
Growing up, I was doing all kinds of shit. Too many problems in my life I was trying to